Today we are going to learn about the regulation of the posture and also what are postural reflexes. Postural reflexes help to maintain the body in upright and balanced position. They also provide adjustments necessary to maintain stable posture during our voluntary activity. For any reflex, reflex arc is mandatory. So it consists of afferent pathway, integrating center, and efferent pathway. Afferent usually comes from the eyes, vestibular apparatus, and the proprioceptors, where integrating centers formed by neuronal network in the brainstem and in the spinal cord. Efferent pathway made up of alpha motor neurons supplying the various skeletal muscles, that is the effector organ. What are the different types of postural reflexes? Postural reflexes are two types: static reflexes and statokinetic reflexes. Static reflexes are involved in adjustment to the displacements produced by gravity. It is of three types: local static reflexes, segmental static reflexes, and general static reflexes. Local static reflexes exert their effect on the same limb from which the stimulus was initiated. The center located always in the spinal cord. Some of the important local static reflexes include stretch reflex, positive supporting reaction, and negative supporting reaction. You know what is stretch reflex? It is the most important local static reflex which controls the tone in the extensor muscles which keep the body in upright position. That is mainly acts on anti-gravity muscles. Positive supporting reaction. It is characterized by simultaneous reflex contraction of both the extensor and flexors of the limb. It plays an important role in studying the ankle joint in standing position. Negative supporting reaction, it refers to disappearance of positive supporting reaction. It is initiated by stretch of the extensor muscles. Segmental static reflexes. It is characterized by bilateral reflex response when stimulus is applied to the limb. So the best example of segmental static is crossed extensor reflex response to component of a withdrawal reflex. The center of this reflex is spinal cord. General static reflexes. It is characterized by a generalized effect from many muscle groups in the body in response to a stimulus that arises at one side of the body. So general static reflexes can be divided into three groups: attitudinal reflexes, long loop stretch reflexes, and righting reflexes. Attitudinal reflexes. These reflexes are initiated when the attitude of the body is changed, that is, standing on an inclined plane. So these reflexes can be of two types. One is tonic labyrinthine reflex and second one is tonic neck reflex. Tonic labyrinthine reflex. So these reflexes are produced in response to alteration in the position of the head relative to horizontal plane. Example, while standing on an inclined plane. So pathway of this reflex are stimulus is mainly the gravity, receptors are otolith organs like utricle and saccule of the labyrinth. Afferents are receptors travel along the vestibular nerve. The center is vestibular and reticular nuclei present in the spinal cord. And efferents are vestibulospinal and reticulospinal tracts which end on alpha motor neurons of the spinal cord. Reflex response is contraction of extensor muscles of the leg most of the time. So this is a picture showing a tonic labyrinthine reflex where in the upper diagram, head is tilted to the right side. That leads to left limbs flexed and the right limbs extended. Okay, so when head tilted backwards, in the next diagram B, the forelimbs they get flexed and hind limbs get extended. Tonic neck reflex. These reflexes are produced in response to alteration in the position of head relative to the body. The pathway of these reflexes stimulus is mainly the stretch of the neck reflexes, neck muscles. Receptors mainly the Pacinian corpuscles in the ligaments of the cervical joint and the muscle spindle of neck muscles. Center is medulla oblongata. Efferent is corticospinal tracts. The reflex response depends on the position of the head in relation to the body. So if the head is turned down, it causes flexion of the forelimb and extension of the hind limb. If the turn is turned up, it causes reverse of the above. Turning of the head sideways produces the flexion of the ipsilateral limbs and extension of the contralateral limbs. So in this picture it is showing tonic neck reflex. When neck is flexed forward, the forelimb gets flexed and hind limbs get extended. If the neck flexed to the left, then the left limbs get flexed and right limbs gets extended. Long loop stretch reflexes. They are also called as functional stretch reflex. These are polysynaptic reflexes with the center of the reflex arc in the cerebral cortex. These reflexes are continuously active in erect posture. They bring about continuous correction of sways that occur from movement to movement during standing. The righting reflexes. The righting reflexes help to correct the position of the body when it goes off balance and falls down. These reflexes consist of chain of reactions following one another in an orderly sequence. For example, an animal is laid on its side or back. The head always rights itself, followed by body, and animal finally resumes its upright posture. The sequence of righting reflexes will be as follows. It is the head righting reflex or labyrinthine righting reflex. It is initiated when animal head is lateral position. So this is the first righting reflex that we see in an animal. Impulses arising from the sacules reflexly stimulate the appropriate muscles to bring the head back to the upright position. Then next is body righting reflexes. When the head is corrected, then body gets corrected. When animal lies on the ground, the side in contact with the ground is constantly stimulated while the other side is not. So this differential stimulation of the deep structures in the body wall reflexly rights the head. Neck righting reflexes. The head is righted by above two reflexes, but the body still remains in the lateral position. So this leads to twisting of the neck, and this brings the thorax and lumbar region successively into upright posture. If the righting head is prevented, impulses from the body surface may cause righting of the body directly, that is body on body righting reflex. Limbs righting reflex. Impulses arising from the limb muscles now leads to attainment of appropriate posture of the limb. Optical righting reflexes. Optical impulses also cause righting reflex of the head in animals with the intact visual cortex. So centers for these righting reflexes are the chief center for most of the righting reflexes except the optical righting reflexes is red nucleus lying in the midbrain. The center for optic righting reflexes is visual cortex. Statokinetic reflexes. So these are vestibular placing reaction. Stimulus is linear acceleration. Receptors are utricle and saccule. Central is cerebral cortex. What is the response? As soon as the foot comes in contact of any firm surface, it reflexively placed on the surface in position to support the body. Visual placing reaction. Stimulus here is visual cues. Receptors are eyes. Center is cerebral cortex. Response as you see in the above reflex. Hopping reaction. Here the stimulus is lateral displacement while standing. Receptors here are the muscle spindle, center cerebral cortex, and response is hopping movement that keeps the limb in position to support the body when standing animal is pushed laterally. Decerebrate animal. So this decerebrate animal is one in whom the brain stem is transected at intercollicular level, that is between superior and inferior colliculi. The characteristic features of this decerebrate animal are decerebrate rigidity. That is, it refers to the marked increase in the tone of the extensor, that is anti-gravity muscles, occurs immediately after decerebration. Features of decerebrate rigidity. Hyperextension of all the four limbs occurs. Dorsiflexion or hyperextension of the tail and head. There is extreme hyperextension of the spine. Opisthotonous position produces the concave configuration of the back. The animal can be made to stand on four limbs but easily toppled by the slight push. Mechanism. The rigidity occurs due to increased activity of the motor neurons that facilitate the stretch reflex. Facilitation of the stretch reflex occurs due to the increased rate of gamma motor neuron discharge. In decerebrate rigidity, no spinal shock occurs. The postural reflexes, those which have their center in the spinal cord, medulla, pons, which includes stretch reflexes, positive and negative supporting reaction, crossed extensor reflex, tonic and tonic labyrinth reflexes are present. Writing reflexes are absent. Decorticate animal. Decorticate animal is in whom the whole cerebral cortex is removed but the basal ganglia and brain stem are left intact. Characteristic features of this decorticate animal is moderate rigidity is present. Cortex inhibit medullary reticulospinal tract. Therefore, removal of cortex results in facilitation of gamma motor neuron discharge. Seen only when animal is at rest. Characteristic features of decerebrate rigidity is typical posture is full extension of the leg, arms lying across the chest, semi-flexion at the elbow, slight pronation of forearm, and flexion of the wrist and fingers. Writing reflexes are present. Spinal animal. Preparation prepared by sectioning of the cord at the cervical level. Significance. So this is used to study the segmental and intersegmental reflexes. For example, stretch reflex, positive and negative supporting reaction, crossed extensor reflex. Characteristics of the spinal animal. Absence of the reflexes for period of days for a week, which is because of the spinal shock. Spinal man cannot stand unsupported. Thalamic animal preparation. Thalamus is intact in this animal. The rest of the cerebral hemisphere are removed. The preparation can be with the cerebellum or with the cerebellum or without the cerebellum. Significance used for studying the writing reflexes. Characteristics are optical and limb writing reflexes are lost in thalamic animal.